Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear viewers, I'm Mausaf Rahman. Today is a very interesting and mysterious topic, which I was finding the answer of this question, even in my childhood days. Actually, whenever not only me, any one of you, any viewers over here, were reciting the Holy Quran. Now, every surah has a Bismillah at the beginning. But this particular surah, Surah Tawbah, which is the ninth surah, the ninth chapter of the Holy Quran, it starts without Bismillah. Now, there was a question I used to have, like why there is no Bismillah in Surah Tawbah. So, well, as a kid, I used to ask people like, "Okay, who knows the answer?" I mean, and some of them had no answers actually, generally. Well, because actually I hadn't had any access to scholars, and I hadn't had an access to read the book, tafsir of the Quran, like why there's no Bismillah. Some of them given answers, but there was no concrete evidence that why it is so. And some of them given the answer on a logic basis, but that did not resonate the actual answer of it. I mean, they didn't. I mean, they actually did not know the root cause of the reason actually, you know. So now in these years, uh, I had the chance, the opportunity to read the tafsir of the Surah Tawbah, of that beginning especially. All right, the why there is no Bismillah, and based on that also, they have given the evidence that from where the root cause has come from, and there is a hadith from Sunan Tirmizi or Jami Tirmizi, which gives an answer to this question actually, and all. Going through all so many tafsir, like around 25 tafsirs, which I have the resources, and in not only that, I have, since on the tafsir they mention the particular hadith, and they're given the reference from which book of hadith they have taken it from, Jami Tirmizi. I have an access to Jami Tirmizi book also, and I've gone through that. And there's a hadith in Jami Tirmizi, which is mentioned in the chapter or the book of Tafsir of the Quran in that, and that is the last among the last chapters of Sunan Tirmizi actually. So I've read that and read the explanation of that hadith. From there, I found out the answer actually. So it goes by in this way. So this is the understanding of the hadith. I cannot say the exact word how it is go by. So Hazrat Abdullah ibn Abbas radhiyallahu anhu once asked Usman Ghani radhiyallahu anhu. Now that was during the time when Usman Ghani radhiyallahu anhu was the Khalifa of that time, the third Khalifa Rashidin, when he became the Khalifa at that time. And during his time, one of the most important event taking place was the compilation of the Holy Quran, as per the Qiraat of it. What is the history behind the compilation of Holy Quran? There will be a separate video, inshallah, which I will talk about that, which is start from during the time of Abu Bakr Siddiq when he became the Khalifa, and then after that Umar radhiyallahu, then after that Usman Ghani radhiyallahu anhu. During his time, there was some difference opinion among the Ummah, where the Islamic Empire went beyond the Arabian Peninsula, and there was, and due to some people from different background, all that, they were reciting in different qiraat. So there was different opinions happened. So so this was a main concern among the Sahaba, like that if people reading a different qiraat will have a different opinion. So there has to be a solution to it. So Usman Ghani called all the Sahaba Kram, the major Sahaba Krams, who were the Huffaz and the scholars, specifically the Holy Quran. So they again compiled this Holy Quran and then distributed this Holy Quran to the other parts of the Muslim world. And the one which was the Holy Quran, which had a different qiraat, everything was actually being closed down and destroyed actually for this reason. So so during that time, after the compilation was happened, so this was the time when Abdullah ibn Abbas radhiyallahu anhu asked Usman Ghani radhiyallahu anhu, Abdullah ibn Abbas radhiyallahu anhu was actually a scholar, specifically the scholar of the tafsir of the Holy Quran, actually. So he asked him a question that to Usman Ghani radhiyallahu anhu, that you have placed Surah Tawbah after Surah Anfal, where Surah Tawbah has the verses more than 100 among the long verses. Surah Anfal have the verses which are less than 100. 75 verses over here and 129 verses over here. And you have placed in after that actually. And there and over here Bismillah Rahman Rahim is not mentioned. Why is this so? Why this? What is the reason for doing that? So Usman Ghani gave an answer that now whenever the revelation used to come to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to Angel Jibreel alayhi salam, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to call some of the Sahaba Krams who knew how to read and write, who were given the responsibility of writing the Holy Quran. He used to call them and he used to tell them like this is a verse of the Holy Quran and so on, so this is and this is a surah. And not only used to tell them to write, he used to tell them that to place this particular ayat in that particular surah and particular ayat in that particular surah and that surah after that. So he used to tell them the arrangement of that accordingly. And quite a lot of surahs and ayahs used to come all at once at time. And they were of different arrangements. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to tell the Sahaba Kram to arrange accordingly as per that. Now I'll tell you the difference. Receiving revelation was of different order, and compiling the Holy Quran was of different order. Why there is a different order? That will be a separate video I'll mention inshallah in the future. So this used to happen. Now Surah Anfal was revealed after the Hijri of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is after the Battle of Badr. This surah was revealed. That is at the beginning of after the Hijrah. Surah Tawbah, which is considered the last surah to be revealed, not the last ayat, the last surah, was revealed at the end of the years of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is after the expedition of Battle of Tabuk. After that, so this surah was revealed after that actually. So you can see the gap difference in so many years. I mean, these two surahs is revealed and all. Now, whenever Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to recite to Sahaba Kram and make them write down and to arrange also. So at that, so whenever any surah or any ayah is revealed, and if Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned Bismillah Rahman Rahim, so it is considered that is a new surah of the Holy, new surah, a new chapter of it. The previous ayat of surah has been it's completed. So that used to be practiced. But for this particular case, Surah Tawbah, when this was revealed, when Rasulullah sallam recited to Sahaba Karam, at that time Rasulullah sallam did not emphasize that whether this surah is part of any other surah and all. And second thing, this surah, when it was revealed without Bismillah Rahman Rahim actually. So Rasulullah sallam did not mention Bismillah, did not mention Bismillah Rahman Rahim to be mentioned in Surah Tawbah also actually. And that was the last part of his years. And due to that, he has departed from this world. No. So now, now at the time of compilation of the Holy Quran, now there was a question among Sahaba Karam that this surah, Surah Tawbah, is it a part of Surah Anfal, or is it not a part of a surah, or is it a separate surah? Because there is no Bismillah in between these two surah actually. So there was a question raised. There was no question that the Surah Tawbah is after Surah Anfal or is it before Surah Anfal. There was no question because Rasulullah at the month of Ramadan used to recite the whole complete Holy Quran from Surah Fatiha to Surah Al-Nas actually every Ramadan and all. And it used to be in that particular order as what we have the Holy Quran. And at his last years of his life, the month of Ramadan, he recited the Holy Quran twice to Jibreel alayhi salam. And it was in this order from Surah Fatiha to Surah Nas, which has been revealed to us. It has been compiled and given to us actually. Oh yeah. So there was no question of arrangement, like what arrangement, which surah to be careful. There was no question about it. Everyone was on the consensus of that. The question was whether this Surah Tawbah is part of Surah Anfal or not, because there's no Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, or is it a separate surah? The other thing. So Usman Ghani radhiyallahu anhu has said that that was his observation, that Surah Anfal and Surah Tawbah has the theme has a very similar theme actually, which talks about the battlefield war having with the enemies of Islam at the time of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam actually. So it was a lot of similarity of theme was there between these two surahs. So that's the reason. And second thing, Surah Anfal was revealed at the beginning of after the Hijrah, and Surah Tawbah was revealed at the final years of Rasulullah at the time. So the arrangement between them was such that Surah Tawbah should become after Surah Anfal. The other thing. Now Sahaba Kram, there were some opinions were there. One of the opinions was that they said no, this Surah Tawbah is part of Surah Anfal, should be joined together. The other Sahaba Kram said no, this Surah Tawbah is separate from Surah Anfal, so it should not be joined together actually. I mean, joining in sense completely considering as one surah actually. Surah Anfal and Surah Tawbah considered one surah. No, some Sahaba said no, it is not, it's separate actually. And another question was that there was no Bismillah. So how do you resolve this thing? So Usman Ghani radhiyallahu anhu had, after having the consensus of the Sahaba Karam, taking those 2 points into considerations. So the arrangement was done with such a way of these two surahs that the Surah Tawbah is after Surah Anfal, and there is no Bismillah in Surah Tawbah, but it will be placed in such a way that Surah Anfal is one surah, and after that there is a separate surah, Surah Tawbah. Okay, but Surah Tawbah, between Surah Anfal and Surah Tawbah there is no Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, so there will be a gap left between these two surahs. Just like any other surahs, there is a gap between. But the difference is that in other surahs there are Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, that is the gap will fill between these two surahs. Any two surahs. In these two surahs, there will be a gap. But the gap, in that gap, there will be no Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. That remains a gap only, that's it. So that has been arranged in such a way. And all the Sahaba Kram as a consensus are accepted in this way. And all. So there was no difference of opinion on ikhtilaf happened over there. So this was a solution and everybody accepted it, and this has been considered as the compilation of the Holy Quran as per Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and as per Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala actually, accordingly, as per the accordings. So this is the actual reason why there is no Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim between these two surah. Now this hadith is there in Jami Tirmidhi, which I have checked and referred to that hadith also. And also these hadiths also is mentioned even in Sunan Abi Dawud, in Nisai also, and in Musnad Ahmad also. In Sunan Tirmizi, they have this Imam Tirmidhi Rahimullah has considered the grade of this hadith as Hasan. Okay. Now, what are the grade of hadiths that I will mention in the separate videos inshallah in the future. So now another reason, some of them there is also in tafsir I read the tafsir. Another reason also, where there is a hadith that Abdullah Abbas radhiyallahu anhu asked Ali radhiyallahu anhu that the reason behind why there is no Bismillah. So Ali radhiyallahu anhu had given a reason that Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is considered as a peace and all, as peace when you're doing any work, having a peace within it. So that's how you say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, so that there's a peace. Now Surah Tawbah, when it was revealed, not revealed along with peace basically. That was revealed basically declaration from Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala that to wage a battlefield war against the enemy of Islam, enemy of Rasulullah at that time, where those enemies of Islam had broken and violated the pact of Hudaybiyah with Rasulullah and Sahaba Karam actually. Due to that reason, this surah was revealed to them actually, to wage war against them. But actually, I'll tell you a difference between that. The hadith of Ali radhiyallahu anhu is not the root cause of hadith. That is only one part of the wisdom behind it. But the actual root cause of why there is no Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is root cause from what Usman Ghani is a hadith from Usman Ghani actually, and all. That's the main root cause of reason why there's no Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim mentioned in the Holy Quran. So that's it. So, so this is the main reason behind of hadith of Usman Ghani that the reason of no Bismillah ar-Rahman in Surah Tawbah actually. And there is a hadith which I gave in a reference. You can refer to Sunan Tirmizi among the last chapters of the Jami Tirmizi, which is the heading is that the book of Tafsir of the Holy Quran. So over there, that's the root cause of the hadith and all. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching my videos. Please share, like and subscribe. Any comment, please comment down. Please share this video and remember me in your du'as and all. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.